One day you reveal to me and make me see the plans he had for me. I never could have understand what was God's plan in my life. One day you reveal to me and make me see the plans he had for me.
God knitted me in my mother's womb, cause he know the plans that he wanted me pursue. But I guess I had different objectives in life from the time I knew.
Yo guys, and what's the vibe? For the TKS family, aka Harris family, your favorite family channel. Guys, and wherever you are, whether it be Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, the US, God's blessings to all of you. And this is another storytelling vlog, and actually it is a true story. Alright, so today what I want to relate to you guys basically is something that happened to me in two instances. And I have, as you can see, the theme of the video, where given second chances can cause serious consequences. Now mind you, not every time this is liable, because there are sometimes when you give chances, whether it be to people, whether it be to whatever situation, it works out. But I must say that 80% of the time it doesn't, and it sometimes put the person in a more critical thinking, or their mentality towards whatever it is they're doing, or whoever it is, it changes and gives that person a bitter feeling inside. So you have to be careful, because I always tell people, when you forgive somebody, it is for you to move on and not the person to move on. Let me get into it, and I'm gonna back. You're gonna see this quote, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk a little more. So you see that, right? Giving somebody a second chance is like giving them a second bullet or an extra bullet to basically shoot their shot and do what it is basically they didn't get to do or didn't get to accomplish before in your life. That is why you need to be careful. And when I came across this quote, I was like, yeah boy, this have meaning, and this really relate to my story. So let me get into this story now. Alright? So guys, hear this. There was an instance where some years ago I accidentally bounced my car, reversed into a culvert, and I damaged the back of my car, which caused there's a bar to the beneath by the tire there that bent, right? So that needed fixing. So there was this mechanic person that I knew, and I got in contact with him, and I asked him concerning the job, and he told me yes, he did. He said he's going to arrange the part, he's going to bring it, he's going to change the part, and I just pay him for the labor, whatever the case. So said, so done. He did get the part, right, which was about $600 for the part, and he charged $500. But when it is he went underneath the car to change it, he realized that the part he had was the wrong part, so he can use that new part. So what he did was use back the actual old part that bent, the iron had bent, and he bent it back, and he said that he's gonna come back with the other part to change it back. And that was the deal. Guys, after that I never saw him, never heard from him, no reimbursement, no nothing. So basically I paid like $1,100 for nothing. Alright, because you put back on the old part, and that wasn't too, that wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but no problem. But here what? It left a bitter taste in my mouth, because I so wanted to see that man and tell him something. Mentally, it was disturbing, because to know that you trust somebody to do something like that and they come and do it. So long story short, fast forward to some years after. Now this is recently, and my car have been down for about let me say 5 months. So of recent I got some money to see about the car. In other words, to go forward, because it's not really what I wanted to do, but the money that I had kind of basically could have like make things to push forward for the car to work as it is. So your boy was real excited. So lo and behold, I don't know for what reason, because I honestly had forgiven the man and I move on, because that's the kind of person I am. If you do me something, I wouldn't hold you in mind, at least for long, because it'll bother me, but I'll just let go and move on. And for some reason I got back in contact with him. Now guys, this had a real opposition, because my wife wasn't for this, my mother and father wasn't for this, because of what he did the last time. But I still, kind of vouched for him because I wanted to give him a second chance for him to redeem himself, for him to show that, hey, okay, last time was a flops, this time is the real deal. I wish that was the actual way it would have ended up, if was so. Guys, I called him and he said he's going to take the job and he have a place where he's going to carry the car and he has a place to work, basically a spot to work. So a Friday, the car gave a lot of trouble before its upgrade was done long. So we eventually got there. But when we got there, the place where he was didn't have a shed or anything covering, nothing to really to prevent like if rain falling or it's hot sun, whether it be for him to do the job. But I said to myself, this job not supposed to take about more than 4 days. Alright? At least I thought so. But guys, I left the car the Friday. The Saturday we went to buy the head and block because we decided to change the head and block because I wanted a complete engine change, but I didn't have that type of money on me at the moment to buy a whole engine and transmission. So I just bought the head and block and see what it is we can do to work towards that. Alright? That was the Saturday. Into the week, the first week, rainfall for about 3 days. So I knew for sure he couldn't do anything. But guys, it started to prolong in the sense where it went into the second week where he didn't even touch the engine. He had the engine that we bought, which was the head and block, and he was saying that he was taking it down to make sure everything was good. I could understand that, but the time and the manner he was working in, it wasn't corresponding with the situation, and I started to feel how, honestly, to tell you guys. So it had times where he will ask, for money because he wanted to move around to do certain things, which I find kind of unfair, honestly, to tell you, but no problem. I decided to give him. And it was the second time he asked again, and I told him, I said, listen, if it is that you're asking for money out of your, from me, I said, this is coming out of your labor money. And he was like, yeah, that is what I mean, that's what I want it for. I said, once you know that and you understand that, I have no problem with that. So there was a time he asked me for money to get parts for the car, and this is where I halted him. I said, look, listen, I am not going to give you any money to buy any parts. I said, because the last time that happened, you did not bring back my part for me, and you did not reimburse me in any way, because up to this day, you have not fixed or bring the new part to change this thing. And I know he felt away, but I know I told him that because I was also frustrated with the fact that that car was just there for 2 weeks and nothing was basically done in the sense where I was seeing any progress, basically. So when I told him that, I know he felt a how. So it had a day when we went to get some parts and he went out. No, we both went, and then we came back in the car. He was like, Kevin, I know I charge you a certain amount for, labor work, whatever the case is, and I know you give me some money out of the money. So he said, let me square it. I ain't have no money for you, because I think the balance was actually $600, right? And he said, well, I didn't bring back the part for you, let me reimburse you in this way that we square it and finish with it. So I'll just fix the car for you and call it squares. I was like, you sure? He said, yeah, no problem. I said, all right. But guys, that had a consequence in a sense where now he started to move so lazy. I say lazy and lackadaisical towards the job, because it was like a day I was there and in that 2 weeks I had to take days, guys, off just to go there and push he to do that job. And it so happened that the man where the car was parked up in the yard there, he was like, I never see him move so much. And he laughed. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, but he does just come a little 2 hours, 3 hours, and he's leave. And he did that countless times with other people. And I was like, serious? He said, yeah. He said he's a good man, he know his job, He said, but he's very, very laid back in doing what he's doing. So the other day I had to stay home and basically be there with him to see him take down the old engine and attempt to put up the next one. But guys, it's straight into the 3rd week, and this is where it started to get real frustrated. I tell you guys, I felt like I was stressing on myself so much, and my head was all over the place. I was really outside in the sense where mentally I was thinking all kind of things was going through my mind. And in the third week, he managed to basically put it up. And that is when we started to realize that there were problems existing. It was either the fuel pump, it was some electrical problem. He carried the starter to train. I don't know why it is he carried the starter to service. It didn't need servicing, but he still carried it. I had to pay for that. And when we do come to the conclusion of the fact that there is an electrical problem, which was the weekend of the third week, the Sunday I called him and I told him, I said, listen, we need to sort out our electrician. Because guys, when we found out that it was an electrical problem, he said he know this person for years. Tell me if this makes sense. He know this person for years. And for some reason he lost his number and he can't get in contact. Now tell me, if it is that you know somebody for years, you mean you don't know where the person living or where their business is operational. But he's saying he don't have no contact with the person. And I just started to find certain things weird. There's a lot of things that happen in the process, guys. I don't want to take too long telling you, but there's a lot that had me in between mind studying what this man really up to, what is he really doing as it is, right? So when I told him this Sunday that I want to let us rearrange for an electrician on Monday, he said no problem, he's going to do that, he's going to source that, whatever the case. 11 o'clock Monday, I called him. I said, you get treat anything, boy? Nah, right now he don't show go on, see, he get a flat, he trying to change his tire. I said, so you didn't call nobody for one here, you know, he didn't get a chance to call anybody for the morning. So right away there, I realized that there was no interest in my car. I said, okay, no problem. The Tuesday morning, Sarai had clinic. We went clinic at Sarai and I was there sitting with my mother outside. And he didn't call her. He called her message. I tell my mother, I say, you know what? I said, I'm going to get my car. Now, mind you, my car, when they're driving, even though it gave trouble, but guys, I had to bring back that car on a record, which was really hurting and to me embarrassing. It really, really was hurting, guys. But, I suck up. I say, you know what? No problem. I bring back my car where I can see it. It will be in my eyes view, as it is. And I went for my car. I had to pay a record $400 to bring back the car, which was right in a remote locator. And Mr. Manister called 3 o'clock in the evening because, like, apparently when he went back to the location where the car was, he didn't see it. He called to find out and he said the car, he not seen the car if I come and take it. I said yes. He said, how you take it? I said, what our car? How else you want to take it? It can't drive. But it goes to show that he really was not, too interested. But like when it is he see I make that move, that kind of make him feel a hoe. But I wasn't too worried. I'm just glad that I got the car out of there. It came back here. And the car is still in need to fix because right now I'm still trying to locate something for it that it needs, because with all that transition and what does he do, God alone knows what took place. But honestly to tell you guys that the reason why I told you this story is because sometimes we choose to give people second chances, we choose to forgive and think that we need to also get in contact or get close to the person or go back and do what it is we were doing that burnt us, and it costs us a lot more. As I said in the beginning, sometimes it works out, but in most times it doesn't. So I fully believe that giving second chances it does cause serious consequences in the end, and you are the person that feels the brunt of it, and you have to be careful with those second chances that you give, or if you choose to give it. So this was just a life story that something real that I'm telling you guys that actually happened. As a matter of fact, all of my stories is real that I tell you guys. And I just want you guys to be careful in the decisions that you're making. Alright? So stay tuned, keep viewing our channel, and much more videos are going to be posted in this forum. And you're going to see a lot more from ETKS fam. Alright guys, so until then I say undivided and together forever. You don't know. Kaboom!